welcome to Current Density with Jayden, the podcast where we explore intersection of education, business, and skills that really matter in today's fast-changing world. I'm Charlie, your host. As a business owner and educator, I've spent years helping students prepare for exam, university admissions, and career success. But beyond textbooks and tests, what does it really take to thrive in the real world?
Yeah, I'm your Jayden, your student co-host. Like many students, I've wondered, how do school subjects actually prepare us for the future? Are traditional business degrees still worth it? And what skills do we need to succeed beyond the classroom?
That's exactly what we'll be discussing today. From soft skills that school don't teach to the biggest misconception about business careers, we're diving deep into what students really need to know.
So whether you're planning for your future career or just curious about the world of business, stay tuned and let's get started.
All right, Jayden. Since you are still in high school, I want to get your perspectives on preparing for the future. Let's start with this. What are your biggest concerns about entering the workforce someday? Do you feel like school is preparing you well, or do you think there are gaps in what studies students learn?
As a student preparing for the future work, one of my biggest concerns is the rapidly changing job market. Technology is evolving at a rapid pace, and industries that exist today might be completely transformed or even become obsolete in the next few decades. Examples from the past are film projectionists, actually. They used to have a really solid job market. They have unions, but with the rapid change to digital projection technologies, the whole industry disappeared, right? Another one is telephone operators and video rental stores, right, with the streaming services that we all use today. So this uncertainty makes it difficult to plan a clear and precise career path. Another major concern is the gap between what we learn in schools and the skills that employers are looking for. While traditional education provides theoretical knowledge, it often lacks some more practical or hands-on experience with a deep understanding of financial literacy, coding, or data analysis. A lot of math teachers here skip the finance unit on their math courses because it's the last unit and time is running out. But it is a skill that we need to know in how to manage money and take control of our wealth in our adult years. With globalization and remote work also rising, there's also the thing about competition worldwide. It's not just you're competing in your regional group anymore. You're competing with talented people from all over the world.
Of course. A lot of students think about going into business. But I'm curious, what are your expectations of a business education? What do you hope to learn? And which skill do you think will be the most useful?
So I did a bit of searching around, and usually a business degree means that students gain both foundational knowledge and practical skills that will make them competitive in the workforce. One key expectation of business degrees is learning how to think strategically, like understanding market trends, financial management, and decision-making in uncertain conditions. Another is developing leadership and communication skills, as business is not just about numbers, right? But also about managing people effectively. Additionally, business students may gain hands-on experiences with real-world application, such as case studies, simulations, or projects that mirror actual corporate challenges. In today's digital world, they also expect exposure to modern tools like data analytics software, CRM platforms, and financial modeling application. They can also take opportunities like mentorship programs, industry partnerships, and various types of internships.
Yes. So now, let's connect that to what you are already learning. How do you think your current school subjects like math, English, or history prepare you for a business career? Do you see clear connection, or does it feel disconnected from the real world?
Yeah, I firmly believe that what you learn and the fundamentals you build in high school will be very useful in your university education. Subjects like math is obviously very important for financial education or anything related to managing your wealth. English is just as important because in order to become an effective leader, communication and writing reports is very important. So also persuasive proposals or pitches, you need to write your statements effectively and you need to persuade others. So that requires good language skills.
Exactly.
And even history, I think, has some sort of relevance to business education because you're looking at past trends or what happened in the stock markets in this scenario and what can we learn from it. So you're constantly studying past events and taking away some useful information from them.
Yeah, so I just want to point out that the language, the English. So English is a common language in the globalization world.
Yeah.
So we say it's lingua franca, right? So I think English is a very important skill to have in these days.
Yeah.
So beyond academics, a big part of preparing for a career is getting real world experience. So if you could design your ideal learning experience, whether it's internship, volunteering, or business project, what kind of hands-on opportunities would be the most valuable to you?
I think one of the best ways to prepare for a business career is through like hands-on experience, like internships and volunteering. Internships are pretty hard to get, right? But if you do, you can get an insight into corporate culture. They can help students build professional connections, and they can apply classroom knowledge in a practical setting. Volunteering also can be very valuable, particularly in leadership roles, event planning, or nonprofit management, where skills like budgeting and organization come into play. There's also entrepreneurship programs where students start and manage their own small business or side projects, and that can be helpful teaching like skills like resilience, creativity, and problem solving. I also heard of like business competitions and case study challenges where you're given a certain situation, you're asked to model a solution and present it in front of others, and those are all great events and activities for you to do.
So finally, since you are already thinking about the future, what advice would you give to younger students who are just starting to think about careers and preparing for the workforce?
So for younger students, the key to preparing for the workforce is, I think, adaptability. The job market is shifting rapidly, and the ability to learn new skills continuously will be essential in the future because, you know, every day there's like some bombshell news about some new technology or some new AI that's disrupting the market. DeepSeek.
Yeah. Have you heard it?
Yeah,
China.
that's crazy.
Yeah, China just released the DeepSeek as a counter to ChatGPT.
Like they obliterated the stock market.
It's a history. It's a break the record. It's a 1 day loss. It was the biggest 1 day loss in stock market history.
Wow.
It was a 600 billion, 60 billion or 600 billion. I don't know, but oh my god, it's huge.
Yes, it turns out there were like the reason that China wasn't able to get ahead of the AI race was that U.S. companies were forbidden to sell their AI chips to China, right? But how did they like make a language model like in such short time and with such high efficiency? Like turns out they were stealing AI chips, and you know they incorporated their own like efficient training technology, but the hardware itself was stolen from U.S. companies.
Yeah.
So
and then it is said that the cost for the developing the AI the program is way less than the ChatGPT did.
It's like a few $1 million compared to like billions OpenAI spent. I guess they came up with a more efficient and clever way to train the model. Well, they had limited hardware resources compared to the US, but I don't think what they did was like very ethical.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
they
I agree.
They stole
Yeah.
a lot of the training hardware on the US companies, but China is very advancing in like a variety of categories of technology.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, and
Back on track. Learn in school while younger students are in school. It is essential to learn skills like coding, data analysis, and financial literacy, because in today's job market world, a lot of jobs require computer literacy and some extent of knowledge in programming, since we're all using software for a variety of things. Students should also, take internships and like talk to mentors if they can, utilize school clubs and volunteering opportunities, and remember that staying informed about industry trends, whether through podcasts, books, or online resources, can provide a competitive edge in choosing your career in an ever-changing job market.
thank you for your answer.
So Charlie, you've been running a business for a while now, and I'm sure you experienced a lot. Looking back to when you first started, what surprised you the most about the business world? Was there something you didn't expect, or something school didn't prepare for you?
One of the biggest surprise was how unpredictable the business world can be. So when I first started, I assumed that having strong expertise in teaching English would naturally lead to business success. I've been doing this over 12 years now. So, however, I quickly realized that running a business requires an entirely different skill set. Things like marketing, financial planning, and customer relation. So, for students who have little real world experience, this highlights an important lesson. So expertise in one area doesn't guarantee success in another. So you might be excellent at a particular skill, but if you don't understand how to apply it in a practical business-oriented way, you may struggle. So the real world values adaptability and problem solving just as much as technical knowledge.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I feel like there's so much we don't learn in school about, how the real world works and how the dynamics are and how people behave. Speaking of that, what are some of the most important soft skills you've learned on the job? Things that weren't necessarily taught in a classroom but turned out to be crucial in running a business.
Yeah, one of the most valuable soft skill I've developed is effective communication. Not just the teaching English, but understanding students and parents' concerns, negotiating with business partners, and resolving conflicts. In school, we learn grammar and writing, but we rarely focus on how to communicate persuasively in professional setting. And another critical skill is emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage both your emotions and those of others. Running a business means dealing with a wide range of people, and being able to empathize, listen actively, and remain composed under pressure is essential. And lastly, adaptability is the key. The market is constantly changing, and what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. So if you can pivot and adjust your strategies, you will struggle to stay relevant. Schools often focus on rigid structures, but in the real world, flexibility is crucial.
Yeah, since I'm still in high school, I want to know, what can students like me do right now to get a head start in developing the skills and experiences we'll need for a successful career? Are there things we should focus on even before we enter university or the workforce?
Yeah, I would like to mention 5. points. So there are many ways students can start preparing for their future career while still in high school. So first one, develop real-world experience. Part-time jobs, internships, or volunteering help students understand workforce dynamics and develop essential skills like teamwork and responsibility. And second, improve communication skills. So public speaking, debate club, or even starting a podcast like us can help students become more articulate and confident in expressing their ideas.
Yeah.
And third, learning financial literacy. Even basic knowledge of budgeting, investing, and how business operate can give students an edge when they enter the workforce. And fourth, build a growth mindset. So instead of fearing failure, see challenges as opportunities to learn. So successful professionals constantly seek feedback and work on self-improvement. Lastly, network early. So many opportunities come from knowing the right people.
Yeah.
So reaching out to mentors, like you said, and attending industry-related events, or even connecting with professionals online can be incredibly valuable.
Oh yeah, that's super helpful. I think a lot of students, including myself, have certain ideas about business careers, some of which might not even be true. Are there common misconceptions about working in business that you'd like to clear up for students? Something you wish more young people understood before diving in?
Yeah, one major misconception is that business is all about making money. While financial success is important, a truly sustainable business is built on solving problems and adding value to people's lives. So if you only focus on profit, you may struggle to build a lasting relationship with customers or employees. So another misconception is that only extroverts can succeed in businesses. While networking and communication are important, many successful entrepreneurs are introverts who focus on strategy, creativity, and deep thinking. And lastly, some students believe that prestigious degree guarantees career success. While education is valuable, what truly sets people apart is their ability to apply knowledge in real-world situation. So experience, adaptability, and problem solving are often more important than just having a diploma. So students who take the initiative to develop their skills early will have a much easier time transitioning into the workforce. The key is to be curious, proactive, and willing to step outside of your comfort zone. So this isn't just about competition. It's about continuous learning, growth, and making an impact. Wow. So we have covered a lot today. Everything from real world business experience to what students can do now to prepare for the future. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a few big picture questions to think about.
Yeah, because when it comes to business education, there's a lot to consider. For example, are traditional business degrees still relevant in today's fast-changing world? With so many alternative learning paths, do we really need a degree to succeed in business? And I think I have an opinion on this. Because I would say the answer is no. If you want to start a company in this, like the world that we live in right now, in order to start a company, you have to have a clever idea, right? Yeah, you preferably want to try something that is new and that's very relevant. since there are really big corporations like dominating industries right now, there are very few specific industries where you can like initially start, right? And in order to succeed in those specific industries, you need a specialization. So you need a wide background knowledge about that specific topic if you want to start a specific, like a business on that idea. And in order for you to be successful in materializing the concepts and the ideas for your business, I believe that in your university or possibly graduate education, that you need to pick an industry or a topic that you're interested in and major in that specialization before taking some other business courses. There's like a lot of business courses online. There's also, you know, MBAs that you can do, Masters of Business. Was it analysis?
Yeah.
And if you can't just like go into society day one and start your own company. Not a lot of people can do that. First, you have to build some experience working for other corporations, build connections, and then like venture off to start your own company, right? So a lot of those jobs that you're going to work for, they require specific diplomas in some areas. They value MBAs much more than a business degree. Because it's a higher level of education. You're going to graduate school, you're getting a master's degree. That does have an impact in how in your employment and how you're going to be looked upon. And through in your years working at the company, you'll have like a lot of networking opportunities as well as people in your grad school. So I think a better pathway for this world is maybe do something specific in your undergrad and then take an MBA at a business school in your master's.
And beyond just the skill and knowledge, do business school actually prepare students for ethical and social responsibility that come with the leadership? It's one thing to learn about profits and strategy, but what about the integrity and impact? Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Business education tends to focus a lot on competition, but does that sometimes like hurt collaboration? Like there are many stories where the morale of the CEO led to the company's downfall. Like, WeWork is an example.
Yeah.
It was worth $47 billion, but because of its CEO's recklessness and like overspending on his private assets, the company value dropped significantly.
Yeah, I've got to know about WeWork through the Apple TV show We Crashed.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So the TV show was very interesting, and then the WeWork still out there.
It is out there.
Yeah, it is out there. Yeah.
I think they filed for bankruptcy in 2023, but it went from $47 billion to $5 billion. Yeah,
it's
so
a lot.
Overhyping like a company without like profitability is dangerous, and the company culture and leadership style definitely has an impact on how on how the company goes. The last example that I want to share is Theranos. Have you heard of that? Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, it was like the biggest Silicon Valley tech scam / downfall. It was a biotechnology company founded by Elizabeth Holmes in the early 2000s. And she said that she created a revolutionary testing device. So what you do is you take only a single drop of your blood, and then the machine, which was basically the size of a big desktop computer, so it wasn't that big, they could run hundreds of tests on that single droplet of blood. And she wanted this in every home in America so people could do their own blood testing and not go to complex laboratories to get their checks done. She raised the company valued at $9 billion at its peak. She convinced everybody. She was named by magazines like the female Steve Jobs. But the technology was all fake. She faked everything.
Yeah.
So the employees were actually very strictly monitored. They faked all the blood test results. They took the droplet and then they carried it backstage and then they diluted it in some solution. So it actually gave incorrect test results, which were, very dangerous to when you're actually trialing humans to try out that machine.
Yeah, right.
And employees had to sign strict NDAs and threatened with lawsuits if they spoke about anything that was going on in the company. In 2015, the Wall Street Journal investigated Theranos and its fraudulent practices, and the company was shut down in 2018.
Okay,
And
so the company was dissolved.
yeah.
Okay.
And Elizabeth Holmes is currently solving. She's in prison right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
she's in
she's
Yale.
serving an 11-year prison sentence. I
Oh
think.
my god.
Yeah. So
Wow.
business school teaching all about markets, competition, money is important, of course, but through these case studies, they should also emphasize the important role of ethics and how they should properly govern their workforce. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all big questions, and honestly, there's no single right answer. But
Yeah.
that's what makes conversation like this so important. So the world of business is constantly evolving, and the best thing students can do is stay curious, adaptable, and open to new perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So to all our listeners, let us know what you think. Do you believe business education is keeping up with the times? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
That is it for today's episode. Current density with Jayden. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch up next time.
All right, see you next time, guys. Stay curious, stay ambitious. Bye-bye.
Bye.